What's up everybody, Arrg The Pirate here, and today I'm going to go over the gold testing gems as well as the Profiteer card. Now there are some issues that we've had. I've actually made this video a ton of times now and I've done a ton of testing with it and everything like that, and it turns out we're getting mixed results. There's just a lot of factors going into this test. And the best way I could come up with a stagnant test across the board is just turn it into a math problem, test it out with, none of the gems on and not using Profiteer, and then just add math to that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into the test with Profiteer because, you pick up Profiteer at a different time, things like that. So we can kind of see how Profiteer acts with time and things like that compared to just a baseline test. So that's kind of what I've gone into. Now the first thing I ran into, the first problem, I actually posted this video already and I went off the numbers posted on the collections tab because I had to take these screenshots and I had a few subs point this out to me. So I've taken down the video and I'm replacing it with this new one. But the first thing is improved killing blows gives you 6 gold per minion kill and not 3.68. So this is going to throw off a lot of my numbers, and we can see, we'll definitely have to see if these cards are worth. Now the next gem we're going to take a look at is Wealthy, and the numbers are again wrong on the collections tab of that Wealthy gem. It says it gives you 3.07% when it's actually a flat 5% extra gold. So just remember that we will have to change these numbers for that later portion when we are doing the math test on everything. Now the last thing I'm going to go over is Profiteer. Now Profiteer gives you 60 gold per minion kill, but it costs 2,400 gold and it gives you a little bit of power, with having that 4 power. But the key point to this is, you have to spend money to make money, and, is it really worth it when you use everything? And we can compare all these things with simple math problems as long as we get that solid baseline test. Alright, let's start speeding things up from this point. Now, at 6 minutes and 18 seconds, we can see I have enough gold to actually equip the Wealthy card. Now, this is going to be important for the math test, when we start comparing numbers and things like that. So, at every minion score, or every creep score, at all the gold drip that we get after 6 minutes and 18 seconds, we'll have a 5% increase on top of it. So that is very important for our, in-game test. Now, with just the baseline, we can see at 10 minutes, we have 10,863 gold. If we would have improved killing blows on, that would be an additional 348 gold. With just Wealthy, it's an additional 194 gold. And with both, that's 585 gold. Now, how I've came up with the combination of both numbers is at 6 minutes and 18 seconds in, that's when we actually hit our gold, 7,000 gold to put on Wealthy. That would allow us to start doing our 5% from that moment on. So before that, we had 44 creep score. So you minus that off, we have 22 additional creep score with Wealthy. So you can multiply that times 5 plus all the gold drip times 5. And then on top of that, you just kind of mash all of it together, and that's where you come up with that 585 number. Now the next key point is at 13 minutes and 53 seconds, we actually hit our 100 minion mark, which I actually go 1 over, and I end up, taking the points off for that. And I also have to take out that assist, which was 22 gold. So, these are things that I am going to take out, and I'll explain that in a minute. But the key point is, just under 14 minutes, we actually hit our 100 gold mark, or our 100 minion mark. So while waiting in base for that 17-minute mark, I need to go ahead and take off my deductions. Now I'm currently at 17 points in, minus my assist, minus my minion kill, or 1,700 minus 222 minus 68 puts us at 16,710, or 16,710 gold. Now we did wait around, and once we hit that 17-minute mark, we had an additional 172 gold sitting in the bank. That puts us at a total of 16,882 gold. And that's after the deduction. So we can base the rest of the testing, off of Wealthy, off of Improved Killing Blows, off of this single test. Now, the first thing we have to look at is I go back at 3 minutes into the match to put on Profiteer. This not only takes me out of lane, to get away from my farm, but I am losing a little experience from it too. But this is going to allow me to put on Profiteer very early, and, getting farm quickly is really key when you are playing ADC. Next, we see here at 7 minutes in, I've actually got 7,000 points, and I'm able to head back to base, put on my Guard Piercer. This second back is about a minute slower than my original back, but, at this point, I've gone back twice now. So, it is kind of key to know I have gone back twice. That's taking me out of lane. I am slower on getting my player experience, but as the ADC, again, you want to concentrate on gold, and I am slowly catching up to that gold farm point. Now, at 10 minutes in, we can really kind of see if Profiteer's worth it this early on, and we've almost caught up to our baseline test. We're 392 gold behind, and with Improved Killing Blows, we're 776 behind, and with both gems, we are 977 gold behind. So, if we had both gems on, we're almost 1,000 gold ahead at 10 minutes in, if you have Profiteer with all 3 gems, or with the 2 gems on. So, again, we can kind of start to see a little bit of progress on Profiteer. Now, the next thing to note is we hit our 100th farm at 16.5 minutes in, which, that's almost 3 minutes slower than in that other build. So, we are definitely seeing a slower form of farming, but with those gold bonuses, it might definitely be worth it. So, let's definitely check it out. Now, I'm already able to put 20,000 gold in, and I'm not even at our closing point of 17 minutes, so we can definitely see we are way ahead of our baseline test. But let's go ahead and wait till 17 minutes, that way it's definitely fair and we can see. So at 17 minutes in, we had 188 gold banked, so 20,188 gold, and that's 3,306 gold ahead of our baseline test. Now let's kind of do the math and figure these gems out. With Improved Killing Blows, after 100 farm, you would have 600 gold, or 17,482 total gold. In my opinion, I would rather have, a different gem other than that Improved Killing Blows. Even going with something like Auto Health Potion is a better option in my opinion, but of course that's my personal opinion. Now the next gem we're going to look at is Wealthy, and we put on Wealthy 6 minutes and 18 seconds into the match, and from 6 minutes and 18 seconds to that 17-minute point, we were able to earn 9,882 gold. 5% of that is 495 gold. So this gem only really provided 495 gold total. Now, when you get kills and assists and things like that, this gem might be more worth it. But just with farm, if you're not having the most successful match and you're farming, you'd be much better off going with a different gem. Now let's see what we can get if we have both gems on. Now I got 42 minions before I hit 7,000 gold. That is an additional 254 gold with Improved Killing Blows. After that, it's 348 gold to make up for that 100%, but the reason I split those is we have to find out 5% of that 348. And that's exactly what we're going to do from here. 5% of 348 is just 18 gold, so we're not really seeing a huge advantage with having that paired together. 5% of 9,882, which is what we earned after we were able to put on Wealthy, is 495 gold. And, that's not too bad, and if you add all these numbers together, you end up with 17,997 gold, which is only 1,115 gold above our baseline. And, you know, that's really, for those two gems, you could definitely pick some better utility gems and end up with kind of the same results. Now, if you are planning on going the Profiteer build, you know, to be quite honest, there's no reason not to run gold-making gems when you do this, especially something like Wealthy, because you're going to get almost double the benefit of Wealthy when you kill a minion, and then that on top of improved killing blows. You know, going with Profiteer is all about making that early game money, and this is, you know, the best option you have. Now, at the end of 17 minutes with the Profiteer build, we were at 20,188 gold, which is 2,191 gold more than we would have if we just had both the gems alone. So you can see, having Profiteer on, it takes 17 minutes, but you end up making more than double your money back. So, you know, all in all, I would say it's a very solid card, but it's not going to give you this, you know, holy moly, you're godlike advantage. It's going to take more than 17 minutes of minion farming to actually make double the amount you invested into the card. And, you know, I just really don't see that as being all that profitable, especially if you're playing more solo queues and, you know, you might run that risk of dying. And typically, when I see an ADC put on Profiteer, I make it my job to make sure they die. So, you know, it's very high risk reward card, and the reward doesn't start coming until, you know, after 15 minutes into the match is when you're going to start doubling your profits, and that's a long time. So, you know, I'll leave that up to y'all, but as far as getting the gold farming gems, improved killing blows is much better than Wealthy, in my opinion. Wealthy is just very underwhelming unless you're getting kills, unless you're securing raptors, unless you are getting just solid, constant farm. You know, Wealthy's just, If you're playing like a typical ADC and farming well, Wealthy's not going to give you that much of an advantage. But, like I said, if you're out getting kills and securing raptors and, you know, taking over those high bounty items, you'll get much more of a benefit out of it, but I still don't see it as being worth. Well, third time's the charm, guys. I've made this video so many times it's not even funny. But I think we finally got it all figured out. Well, again, thanks for watching, guys. And if you did enjoy, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.